Hey guys, welcome to Deshawnd Style Your Life. This is Charon Richardson, your host. I'm so happy to be back. First off, I have a cold. I think it's a sinus somebody. So you'll see a lozenge in my mouth for the whole time. That's the only way I won't start coughing and heaving all over the place, and we don't want that. So I am glad to be here. Again, it's the top of the week, and we like to start at the top of the week with empowerment and fun, happy thoughts to carry us through the week. You know, Mondays was always like, oh my God, it's Monday, and we're so mad. But no, we're going to change that and make Monday about happy and moving forward, and let's get the best that we can out of the week. So, hey guys, welcome to Deshawnd Style Your Life. This is Charon Richardson, your host. I don't know what happened. Again, we're having technical difficulties.
Maybe you have another window open. Let's check for that.
All right.
You might have the YouTube window.
That's exactly what I have. That. All right. Okay, I figured it out. Again, just like last week, how I messed up, right? I messed up again. So
it's okay.
I'm learning, people. Look at me.
Oh boy.
Sorry. I went to a photo shoot. They were smoking. I'm too old for the smoke, but it's okay. So I wanted to share a little bit about me and why I started doing this Google Hangout. I have an affinity for empowering women. I have an affinity for fashion, and I want to collide the two. I want to empower women through fashion and make them feel Faboo and let them know no matter age, size, anything, you can all just be absolutely amazing the way that you are. I come from a background of fashion. I've worked in the industry for 15 plus years. And then I branched out and started One by Sharon. And a lot of you know, I come from the island of St. Croix. Some people don't want to hear me come from there, but born and raised, VI to the bone. And so now I'm here and I'm doing this. So I'm learning and I'm going and I'm stretching, and I want everybody to come stretch with me and enjoy the process of just empowerment. I think that we live in a world where there's so much knowledge, so much love, and there's enough to go around. So I want to bring all these fabulous women that I've met along my life, and men too, that I've met along my journey in my life, that I feel have something significant to share with you guys, and I'm going to bring them to the Google Hangout. So today we got Deshawn Colbert hanging out with us. She is absolutely awesome. I'm trying to unmute her now. Please hold. Like I did something and I don't know what I did, but it's okay because I want her to go caw. Did she? Okay. I don't know what I did. But yeah, so Deshawn is one of those power players that I met at a fashion show, and she was just so awesome energy. And the first thing that I saw when I saw her was her fabulous hair. She had like this tie shaved off, and I was like, ooh, I so want to do that. So I just kind of went over and just was like, I want to shave the side off of my head, but my head is really big. Yeah, I said it, and nobody tell me that I ever said that, because I am gonna go cray. So I want to shave it. I would love to shave Diana off. How do you guys think that'll look? Like, vote. Tell me what you guys would think if I cut like the sides off and like dye her blonde or blue, maybe orange. I'm not sure, but tell me what you guys think. Hashtag any of your questions at Deshawnd Style SYL. So it's Deshawnd SYL hashtag, and it's Deshawnd, S for succeed, Y for you only live once, and L for leader. And that's what we are about here. We're about empowering women to be leaders at everything that you do. I'm still trying to, please bear with me. I'm trying to unmute Deshawn so she can welcome you guys here. And it's not happening.
How did you unmute her?
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's the way that I'm doing it, and it's not allowing me to.
Do you see her?
I see her
talking.
No. Are you talk? Can you talk, Deshawn? No.
So to keep talking till we hear something.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Now I can.
There you go.
Yay!
Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I promise, guys, by episode 3, maybe 4, I will have this whole control panel working. So everybody, welcome to Deshawn.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
We're super excited to have her here. And like I said, I leaned Diana all to the side, trying to show how fabulous your haircut was when I met you. The braids and everything like that. Today, we're going to talk about women in power. And Deshawn was one of those fabulous ladies that I thought would be great. We have another guest that will join later. And then I have to talk about Shay Sharpe. That's my breast cancer project love for this month. And I'll share that with you guys to let you guys know how and why I started my love for getting involved in breast cancer. I wanted to start talking. Hey, Leora!
Hello there.
How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you here. She is almost a mommy to be, and she is so gracious to come hang with us tonight. So thank you, Goddess. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Goddess.
So Goddess me, Deshawnd. Deshawnd is right next to you.
Hi, Goddess. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mommy to be.
Thank you. I see we kind of got the same hair color.
I see.
Goddesses with great minds think alike, right?
Always. Great women in power always think alike.
So Leora is another great, powerful woman that I met a few years ago. And funny, we were trying to think, me and Bernice, the producer, of where I met her. And she was like, Leora will know. And obviously when I asked Leora, she was like, oh yeah, at the birthday party. And I was like, aren't you supposed to have prego brain? And she was like, that was in the beginning. I'm pretty good. So I'm really excited again to have all these fabulous women who are in power, because our question is about power, about women in power and how they deal with it. So I would love to introduce my guests and what they are and who they are. And so that before we get into the questions, so let me start with Deshawn. So Deshawnd Management is a multifaceted event management boutique agency based in New York City. Yes, and she came from Texas.
Woo-hoo!
Yes. She ain't never brought me back no ribs or barbecue, but I'm not gonna say nothing. Charon Colbert specializes in fashion show events, event planning, book tours, launch parties, audience casting, brand management, photo shoots, corporate and charitable events. With over 15 plus years of experience, she has worked with clients such as Dollhouse Jeans, Artistic, Style by Nathan's, NCAACP, Women's Vegas Tourney, just to name a few. Hey, everybody, let's welcome Deshawn Colbert again. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Yay!
Thanks for having me.
I am so honored. You have no idea. So let me tell you about Detroit, Leora. She is too true. I love it. So growing up in Detroit, Leora Edut went through her own transformational journey, rejecting a lot of joy she learned as a child, from being abused in an abusive relationship to almost spending time in prison. Leora took these lessons later in life and transformed them into a way of giving back. For a few years, Leora worked as a celebrity makeup artist, working with such celebrities like Rihanna, Molly Sims, and numerous others. From Leora's own personal journey, she knows her life is dedicated to be of service to others. In 2013, she launched a community service called Goddess on the Go, where women gather to bring beauty back to their homes and businesses. Everybody say hi to Goddess Leora.
Yay!
Again, so happy to have you guys here. So let's get right into our question of the night about empowering women in power. And so I'll start with you, Leora. How do you know you are a woman of power?
Wow. That's a deep question right there. But yeah, you got me. My brain is percolating over here. So how do I repeat it one more time so I can really take it in?
Everybody, it's okay. Leora is pregnant, so we're just gonna blame it on the baby all the time. That's what's gonna happen.
I
All the
always
time.
use the pregnant card.
Yes. Use that card. How do you know you are a woman of power?
Well, here's what I'll say. Power is not something that you abuse. It's something you own, and to know your power is to know yourself. So finding out who you are and then living in your truth each and every day is how we as women stay in our power. And when we lose that power, it's because we've kind of strayed away from that truth, and we just need to do a little reconnection back to it.
Oh, what? Oh my God! What? Oh, you took it so deep, girl.
You took it deep first. I dove in and swam right along.
You did backstroked and everything in that, because I don't know how to answer that right now. Like, you know. But yes, like that's absolutely perfect. So for you, Deshawnd, let's see if yours is as deep. Yes, it is. How do you speak?
Mine is.
How do you figure out that you're a woman of power?
Let's see. When the IRS says you owe this amount of money.
And that's her truth. I love it.
No, for me, it's more of reach one, teach one. Yeah. So for me, I have people that I am responsible for and that look up to me to encourage them and empower them. And through their empowerment, I'm empowered.
Nice. I love that.
And so for me, it's more of empowering other individuals, because that allows you to grow because you're learning from other people.
I love it.
See, I try to like come out of nowhere with you guys, but you guys come back at me like this. I'm gonna have to talk to the producer. She's gonna have to get really harder questions for you guys, because
you guys are doing too well on this phone call. You know that.
That's what it is, right? That's what that is. Yes. Okay, so another one for you, Miss Edut. How do you speak your truth in business, in a business mindset when there's conflict? Because I know that I have conflict a lot of times with clients and trying to find that balance, trying to make them happy as well as sticking with my true self and aesthetic. So perfect example. One time somebody wanted me to make something for their daughter and she was going to prom, and I didn't feel that was appropriate at all for her. So for me as a mom who raised the kid, for me, I had to stand on my truth. Like, I really just don't think that's appropriate. So I opted not to make it, and I opted not to make money. So for me, it was way more than just the money. It was like, you know, there has to be an example. There has to be, show her that she doesn't have to be as this. I mean, like there was barely any fabric and I was not participating in it at all. So I kind of stood in my truth and went, oh my God, I just lost money. But it felt good inside because I stood for what I believed in. And I feel like as women in business, sometimes we, you know, how do you stand in that truth even in business?
So you're speaking to also a goddess Libra at that, who always tries to look for the fair and the balance in everything. So I'm trying to think of a particular situation, but there's been a few, and there's been a few where actually I've had to stand back and look at my own self and really kind of reevaluate the way I was doing business. So there's been some hard conversations that I've had to have with clients, but I believe that some of that was part of the growth and part of the evolvement of yourself and your brand and your business is speaking your truth and having those hard conversations, because you know, when you don't feel right within yourself about a choice that you're making, it will wake you up in the middle of the night, wake you up in the morning, you know, and it is important for us to not just push that stuff down, but to really speak it. And I think the way to do it is just, you know, kind of make suggestions, but speak from your heart, speak from your truth. And if it does not feel good for you, like I'll give you an example. There was a particular sponsor that had approached me, and I didn't feel like it was like they do plastic surgery. And listen, I don't knock anyone who does plastic surgery, but I didn't feel that that was aligned with my brand, and that's all good. So I just said, you know, love what you're doing. I don't think that it's a fit at this time, and I just kept it at that.
And that's a politically good way to answer it without like hurting anybody's feeling, and we're still walking away with a neutral ground.
Right.
Great. Deshawnd, you want to take that question?
Can you repeat it again for me?
I've seen you work.
You got a baby over there too?
No, I have a 20-year-old.
Shut up.
I know, right? She looks like a little girl.
I rub my hand through the screen. I just, you know, get whatever is in your DNA cells so I can keep it for me.
And that's something. When I met her, I was like, "What?"
Those are called great genes from great parents. How about that?
I'll take it.
There you go.
And so from that, I'll lead with, I've always been taught honesty is the best policy. My parents have always instilled in me that you look at every side of every situation, and you weigh all your options, and regardless of how your client feels, you have to always be honest and truthful, just as Leora said. That's one. Two, I always look at how can I flip it to make it a positive.
Okay.
Because if you make it a positive situation for them, even though they may not like your response, if you keep it positive for them, then they'll be happy about doing it.
Right.
Okay. That's a good. You guys. I mean, I'm not sure. You guys are really good here. These are great points for our audiences, for women out there who are in business, who are in corporate America, and having to deal with a lot of conflict and such. So this is great. Thank you guys. Now, the next question is, how do you release the past and gain confidence in the present moment, Deshawnd?
Wow. That one's powerful for me because I've only been in New York for 2 years now. that I've managed to network with some great and powerful people. And I've been just had my new client with some of my makeup artists on Miss America.
Wow.
And so with me doing that, it's all about being confident and being taught that you can do anything as long as you try. And no one can tell you no unless you ask.
Yep. And how do you take when somebody tells you no? How do you take it? Is it what's that reaction to you when you hear no?
I'm an automatic competitor, so no is not an option for me. There's always a yes somewhere in there. You just have to make it a positive and spin it to where you get something out of it. And once they see your work and your work ethic, they will turn that no into a yes.
Oh my God, I love it. Yes, yes, Leora.
Re-ask that question because I was so into Deshawn's answer.
I know, right?
Okay. The no until okay.
I know.
I'm digging that.
Perfect. How do you pass and gain confidence in the present?
Well, I believe that, failure is part of the success journey, and that
It is.
you're going to get disappointments. It's part of initial test. And here's the test. The test is, do you, when you get that no or you get that disappointment, do you just say, I give up. It's not for me. I'm not that good anyways. Do you let the negative chatter take over your life and find yourself paralyzed, or do you say, God damn it, I'm getting over this brick wall? There is a lesson here. There may be something I may need to learn more about. Maybe it's not my right timing right yet, but it doesn't mean that it can't be part of my journey ahead of time. You can't ever rush the process, but the highs and the lows, the failures and the victories are both a part of the process, and to just learn to get, okay with life is a flow all the time. And if you look at every area of life, you'll see that that's part of life too as well.
Oh, you guys make me feel all warm and kudu inside. Whoa. So I want to interview Leora because she has to skip out, and I want her to tell us about Goddess on the Go.
Okay.
What made you start Goddess on the Go? 'Cause I've been to one of them, and I tell you, I left there feeling so refreshed, so inspired. And I haven't been back because there's always something happening when it's happening. But I left there just feeling, oh my God. Like, I don't want to eat anything bad ever again. I don't want to say nothing bad again. I just want to, it was just so amazing. So please share with them what made you start Goddess on the Go.
Sure. Well, it was definitely part of my own journey. I grew up in a household where I didn't see my mother take excellent care of herself. She was a mom of 3, and she took care of everyone before she actually took care of herself.
And we've all seen that.
And my mom would fall asleep on the typewriter. Like, we used to be like, Mom, and she'd be like, what? And so I just started actually picking up those habits, because you learn the best with what you have. So absolutely. As I got older, my mom, but the positive side of my mom is she has a beautiful heart. She really, really, really does. But along my journey, as you heard, as you shared a little bit in the intro, I almost went to prison twice. I, hung out with a really rough crowd. I was in an abusive relationship. So all of that had taken away really learning to love myself. I had no clue of where to start. And so when I moved out here to New York from Detroit almost 12 years ago, I started a spiritual journey. My sisters luckily introduced me, and for me, that was my first moment into really letting go of guilt and shame, into learning, you know, how to not let your past control what your next day is and what the rest of your life can be. So after I kind of dived myself into that, and part of that was definitely loving myself, but along the way, you know, after really just delving into finding out who I was, I started to get lonely. And I really did not have positive relationships with other women. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was like, oh, I like hanging around the men. I do great around men. There's no problem with the men.
You're right. You're right.
And all of a sudden, I had these 7 women. I call them like my earth angels. They came into my circle, and what I noticed, first of all, was that I felt really good when I was around them. But second of all, they had this really healthy relationship with themselves. And I didn't have that, but I wanted it. And if I recognized that in them, I was like, okay. I always believe that if you see it in someone else, it's inside of yourself as well.
You're right. You're right.
So I asked these 7 women to start a goddess group in my apartment, and it was basically a weekly get together to support one another, to share what our dreams were, to celebrate one another, and just really kind of form a sisterhood. And along this way, for myself personally, what started happening was all these layers and layers and layers and walls started to come down. And I started to learn how to actually be vulnerable, to feel my feelings again, to cry, to share parts of my life that I was ashamed of, that I thought, you know, I might have been the only one going through, or that I felt, you know, quote unquote stupid for making certain choices, whether they were with business or love or whatever. And these women, there was no judgment. There was just continuous unconditional love. And through that kind of nurturing, what I not only experienced for myself, but what I saw for all these women is everybody's lives shifted, and they just started to get what they wanted. I mean, women left their jobs they hated. They got out of bad relationships. They started making lots of money. They moved into their dream homes. And I was like, that is some powerful shit. And a lot of it happened, I believe, is because, you know, when someone else gives you their belief in you, it kind of intensifies your own belief. Our own belief is good, but, you know, the power of the belief of 10 other people around you is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It gives you an energy that you feel like, you know, you're floating sometimes. So I realized from also working in the fashion and the beauty business around that point in time that, you know, not only, you know, the women there, but also a lot of women that I had met in the transformational community didn't have that sisterhood, didn't have that support. You know, we all try to put on our superwoman capes and try to do it on our own. But what happens is we're usually angry, we're frustrated, we feel like no one understands us, and we're doing it on our own. And I said, no mas. So I called up a girlfriend who was actually in the middle of starting her event planning company, and we kept trying to do this beauty event, and it was, you know, like when something's not meant to work, it's just not meant to work. So I was like, listen, I want to do this event. It's called Goddess on the Go. We're going to bring out some of the top spiritual experts. We're going to do some movement classes. We're going to do some exercises where women can really connect. It's going to be a day where they can just like come together and like not compete. They can leave their big handbags and heels at home.
Yes.
And just show up and have fun. And our first event had 30 women. Our second event had 50 women, and then our third event sold out with over 100 women.
Wow.
And I've just seen, I've gotten, you know, so many emails and follow-ups with women who like, I went to go visit my family in Hawaii 10 years later, and I would have never done that if I didn't listen to one of your money experts, because I was feeling guilty about spending the money to go see my family. Or I started doing an affirmations list every morning, and it was something, and I learned there, and I'm in love, and I'm with the man of my dreams. I mean, I get emails like that, and it makes me feel so good, because I know that magic happens from being around other women who encourage them and support them and tell them, hell yeah, you can do that. Why not? Why can't you do that? Why can't you have that? And you know, my biggest passion and dream is that every single woman on this planet get to experience living their best life. And that's like their best life with love, with abundance, with doing their dream career, with their families, with friends. I mean, all of that is possible.
It is. And what up and coming projects you have? I know that you started Goddess on the Go in New York.
Right.
And then you went worldwide, boo. Well, countrywide.
Countrywide for now.
Yeah, so I think I was Detroit and LA that you had it.
Yep.
And those were awesome, and I saw that. So for all my Detroit girls out there and LA girls, you got to go to Goddess on the Go. Go to her website. They're all like in the links underneath the video, and you have to go. And things. So tell us about any up and coming events that you may have that my girls can come to.
Yes, my love. We have one this Saturday.
This Saturday?
This Sunday. There goes my baby brain working. This Sunday at the luxurious Ramscale Studios, which is in New York City, right in the heart of the good old meatpacking district.
Nice.
And we have Booty Yoga, which is a really fun. How you doing? Which is a really fun workout with, you know, definitely with some of that booty shaking music, but it's such a good time. And talk about feeling like a woman warrior when you finish. Like, you feel so good, and it's fun, and you're like dancing and working out at the same time. And women, when we move our bodies, something remembers, something in there opens up our, you know, our joy centers. It's so important we move our bodies, you know, as much as possible.
What time does it start?
It is from 10:45 to 5:30 p.m.
That's a nice full yummy day.
Yep. We have a healthy catered lunch. We have a feng shui expert who's gonna show you how to
right, Deshawn?
Right?
Yes.
Get your honey and your money just by kind of some moving and shifting some things around in your own house or adding certain elements. Kate McKinnon, who's leading it, she's brilliant when it comes to that stuff. She's done both of my apartments, my old one and now my new home, and miracles do happen after she comes through. I'm just saying.
That is awesome. So guys, don't forget, this weekend, Sunday the 19th, you guys go to Goddess on the Go, look on the bottom link. Also, Leora wants to give our listeners, viewers, a special treat to come out and check out Goddess on the Go.
Yes. So when you check out, just put the code GC in, and that will give you $20 off your ticket.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You have to go. Trust me. It is life-changing. Just the most amazing thing ever. And the energy and the love that you feel there. And like Leora was saying, it's about women in a space, not judging, but loving from the inside out, from the heart, and giving. It's just so amazing, because unfortunately we live in a world where everybody is looking at each other and judging each other, and oh my God, her hair's longer than mine, stupid stuff that's so not even necessary.
Right.
And so I feel like this, when she started this was amazing. And from the time that I met her, she just had this great energy, and you're just like, oh, when you're around her, I'm all loud. When you're around Leora, you go, hey. You just come down from here to there, because her energy is just always there, and it's so amazing. So when you come out of there, for a good 2 weeks, I wasn't using my outside voice. I was using my inside voice. People were looking at me strange. Why are you talking so low? But I was just in that space of just like, it was just so amazing.
You're in your woosah for 2 weeks at least, and some of those things stay with you your whole life, because the body remembers. The body
remembers, and I learned some moves, and the erotic moves and stuff. We will save that for the king. Yeah. So I know you have to go. We kept you way past the time.
All is well, my love.
But I thank you so much
to hang out with you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye, Leora.
Right.
Keep going.
All right, ladies. You too. Best to you both. Okay.
All right, honey. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye.
Oh, I just want to thank Leora for coming through and gracing us with her awesome, amazing presence. And again, if you guys are in New York City, you need to go to Goddess on the Go. And don't forget to enter the code GC to get $20 off. And trust me when I tell you, you will not regret it. Life-changing. And I'll probably go to the next one, not this one, because my calendar is just getting fatter and fatter and just too much in there. But it's so worth it. So we're going to go ask Deshawnd some questions. Thank you, Deshawnd, for sticking around, hanging out with us, and just amazing. I think you would get so much out of going to Goddess on the Go, because I saw when she said, you were like, hey, with that dance thing, booty yoga, hey. I think that's interesting. I do like that they come up with all these great different, I've never been a yoga person because I'm scared. I don't think I'm flexible enough. But when it's something that says booty yoga, you go, I might want to try that, right? So let's talk about you. And I already told people what stood out for me when I entered the room and saw you, when it was your hair. And then once we started talking, we clicked. We saw that we were two powerful women. I knew that you had just moved from Texas. And I was like, you were so spirited and so outgoing and so amazing. I want to know what events in your life led you to starting Deshawnd Management.
I think more of my personality. To be honest, what made me start my own business, it was quite some time ago. I think in 2005, I built my own home from the ground up. I lived in a 4-bedroom home in Sienna Plantation. Yes. My mother is a broker, a realtor, Gwen Jackson, seeking a realtor. She she was like, you need to start owning your own home. So I was like, okay. So I built my own home, and a month later I was laid off.
Whoa.
So I said, you know what? I need to use my education to it, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I ended up starting my own marketing company. I did that for 5 to 7 years, about 5 years. And then during that whole recession period, I found where people were not needing marketing as much. But it's crazy because my clients still wanted me to do it, even though I had a full-time job.
Wow.
I was traveling with my marketing company. I did events and marketing. So that's where the events side comes from. I did events, I did consulting, and then I also did marketing and branding. And
did you do this in Texas, or you started it when you came here?
That's what I did in Texas.
Oh.
That's what I did in Texas.
Okay,
that's what I did in Texas. So once my son graduated from high school, I felt like it was time for me to live my passion now.
I love it.
It was time for me to do what I love, and fashion has always been my passion. And so I had to figure out, one, how I was going to make it happen. Two, what was it going to take for me to really do it? And I think me having a major car accident in 2012 before I left, I nearly died. I almost died. But
whoa.
it was breathtaking because I kept asking God, I kept praying, you know, should I make this move? Should I make this journey? And I guess that was his way of saying, I'm giving you a second chance. Yes, make that move. Stop being scared. Step out on faith. And I literally stepped out on faith. I didn't know anybody here but 2 people. My girlfriend, Shay, she's from Houston, but she lived here in Brooklyn. She was all the way in Brooklyn. And 3 people. My one of my students, her name was Lynn. Her mother took me in. I didn't know this lady from Adam, but she took me in because of my personality and how I took care of her daughter.
See, and one of always comes back. You never know.
It always does. And then one of my guy friends I went to high school with. I moved here. I didn't have a job. I didn't know anybody. And for these last 2 years, I've managed to work with major brands. I've managed to close major deals. I have major people that I'm working with, and it's just been a blessing because I've always continued to be true to who I am, and I'm a hard worker.
I know we trying to hang out, and you be like, I got to work. I got to go. I got to plan my schedule and stuff. As a fashion show producer, what are some of the difficulties you find about to make your clients happy? I come from a world of fashion, and I've been on that other side, acting like, you know, it has to be perfect, and we're always on the other side freaking out. And I've seen you work, and you're just calm, collective, with your little speaker going, and turn left, and, you know. So what are some difficulties besides the crazy designers and the models in the back end? Like, what is some other stuff?
Just making sure that my makeup and hair team are coexisting in the back.
Okay.
That's always a challenge. Because I had a client, my partner that I work with, it's a PR firm. His name is Vic, and I love him to death. He met me actually through my other show that I produced. He loved the way I produced the show, and he introduced me to his client, LA Designer. That's the show that you just came to.
Okay.
The client didn't know me from a hill of beans, but they took on the word from him to bring me in. So I think it's more of just making sure that you're organized. I think the challenge of ensuring that your volunteers and your staff members are well knowledgeable on what you're doing, and just making sure you stay positive the entire time, because just because there's a challenge that happens, it doesn't mean that that's the end all be all. There's always a plan A, plan B, and a plan C to everything.
Did you guys hear that? Always a plan A, B, and C. Not because there's a problem. It's the end all. Let's figure it out. Like, so there's something else. Sometimes when stuff like that happens to me, I just kind of sit still and go, all right, what's around? Because I wouldn't have these conflicts and there's not a door or an option around. I'm probably sitting in my emotion and not thinking clearly. But I've seen you work. I don't see any emotion except you go from Deshawnd to Deshawnd.
And I don't have a choice, because I'll give you an example. This last event, the designer wanted to paint the dress on the top of a top on the model. She was the last model. She was the finale.
That's the show I was at, right?
Yes.
The purple stuff. Yes.
We had to find a space that would allow us, one, to paint in their facility.
Oh.
Two, somewhere where no one could see him when he brought her out. Three, keep him preoccupied to where, because y'all are designers, y'all want to see y'all being everything, have your hands in everything, and so for us, we had to find a space. We found a space. I got the facility to agree to allow us to use one of their offices, and he got immediately when he got in the office space, he said, I don't like this. I don't like that space. I'm not painting in there.
Oh my God. I mean,
so imagine
we can be that fickle though. The energy, and it has to feel right, or you can't create in that loving space.
Yes.
I'm guilty.
But imagine dealing with that while the show is about to start in 2 hours. Well, I'm sorry, 2.5 hours. So we had to come up with an alternative.
And you came up with an alternative.
The team came up with an alternative. We're a team. I don't work as a me, I work as a team.
I actually love that, because we don't get anywhere without a team helping us, whether it's a friend, your inner circle, your lady friends. It's a team. People that work for you, the volunteers. You can't do it by yourself. It's no way or shape or form.
Yes. So I always say my team. I never say myself. I never say me. I always say my team, because we as a team, as a collective unit, got it together. And he ended up painting her in the freight elevator.
We didn't know that. That's amazing. Producer is going, yes. You made it work. If he wanted a freight elevator and he was happy, go ahead. Because
the space was open.
Was gorgeous. It looked, when it came down, I was like, wait, is that? Oh my God, it's painted on her. It was absolutely amazing. And I've been to many fashion shows, and I must tell you, yours was produced on point. It was on time. It started. It went through. And if there was any stuff happening in the back, we didn't know about it outside, sitting front row, digging through my goodie bags, by the way. Goodie bags with some good goodie bags. And so I got to tell you, like, it was amazing. And it was amazing for me to actually see you work, because usually when we're together, we're in a different setting. And what I've noticed about Women Empowered too is they have to be like 2 to 3 sides of you. Yes. Because there's the side that hang out with your family, there's the side that hang out with your friends, but then there's that side that you flip and you go business, and you become a little bit sterner and a little bit firmer, and your tone of your voice is just a little bit like, lower, so people could know, I'm here, I'm in charge, and I need to handle this. But I don't think you were never like beating somebody up. It wasn't that you were being disgraceful to anybody. It was just, we have to work together, like you said, as a team to get this done. And you and your team did an awesome, awesome, awesome job. I'm so happy that I got to see you change from Deshawn to Deshawnd.
Well, no problem. Thank you. And just so you know, what's amazing about it was, one, it made Yahoo News that night.
What?
the next night it made E-Online Entertainment, E-Online on the website, on their website. So that's phenomenal for me because that's never happened. And that was a show that I produced in 2 weeks.
Wait, you did that show in what now?
2 weeks.
I'm done. I'm walking away. I've known people that can pull a show together in 3 to 6 months that they have to choose venue, model, like, and you did that in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
All hail to Deshawnd, boo. All hail to Deshawnd. That's amazing.
Yep.
Well, I know who to call when I got a show coming. I'll be like, Deshawnd, and walk away because I know it's handled.
Just don't wait till the last minute because it will cost you. She says, don't wait till the last minute because it will cost you. Okay? It will cost you. So I have another question for you. Go for it.
Have you ever considered starting a fashion line? Because, I mean, you're in the industry, and I'm looking at you sad-eyed, though. Please note. So have you ever thought of, like, starting a fashion line? I mean, every time I've seen you, you've always been hot, sexy, on point. And, you know, I think that you being in the industry, or you just prefer what's your passion and your gift is just what you're doing.
My passion and my gift is always to excel others. My passion is not putting a collection together.
Okay.
And designing something. That's not my passion. That's not my skill or my talent. I know what my skill and talents are, and so I stay within my lane of what I love to do. I know how to step out the box and do other things to expand my brand, but I don't step on something that I know I don't like doing, and I won't do something that I don't wholeheartedly feel I can give 110% on.
So you stick to your truth. So great. I don't have to worry about Deshawn coming and trying to start no later on and take my people's away. So we're good. I'm happy. Hey, great job. No Deshawnd collection coming this way soon. Very, very happy. Is there any new projects that you're working on relatively?
Well, let's see. I have one. It's my Vessi Goldsmith. It's a new
I have that on right now. Oh my God, look how crazy that is that I have it on. You guys, you have to. We'll put the links in the boxes. Like you have, it's amazing. And go. Sorry, I get excited.
The beauty brand, it's a lovely beauty brand. It's lip gloss, lipstick, eyeshadow, eye palettes, a wonderful collection. The lipstick and the lip gloss is actually featured. If you're a subscriber to Vogue, it's actually in Vogue right now. I had it in, I did the full on gamut of the video, the
wow,
everything. So it's actually in Vogue right now. On anybody that subscribes, male subscription, it's actually in there. He's launching the new website. I'll be launching the new website tomorrow.
Nice.
So that'll
is.
happen. It is vessigoldsmith.com.
Love it.
Yeah, go on Instagram, follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, follow him on Twitter. It's a new brand. It's a learning brand. It's a beauty brand, but it's for us. It's non-sticky. It doesn't have, and it smells amazing.
That's what I have on. And it's not sticky because I'm a snob when it comes to lip gloss. Yes. And I must say it's not sticky. It's actually really, really good. And the color palettes are amazing. And let's not talk about the lip gloss, the lipstick. I got like some red color. Oh my God. Ruby who woo woo. No. That right there was perfect. I wore it out at night. It was amazing. I need to post that picture with that because I did take a picture.
Well, all women of all shapes, size, colors will love it because it's an amazing brand. I've worked with some amazing people, and currently right now I have a lot of projects going on. I have the Vessi Goldsmith. I have another designer that I work with all the time. Her things are coming down the pipeline. I work with celebrity stylists also. So my brand is expanding because now I also manage a team of makeup artists and hairstylists that I send on set to go and be the hair and makeup team for a photo shoot, a design, or anything that they're doing, that somebody needs a makeup or hairstylist, they call my company and I send them out for it.
That's amazing. So you started one thing, and then as you build and as you learned who your customer was and your demographic, you kept
Yes.
adding and growing and growing.
But
I love it.
but I've still stayed true to the core of it.
Your business.
And that's the left side of it is event management and fashion show production, because that's where my passion is. But I also stay true to my side of, I know this, I know how to do this, and I do it well. And that's a form of management and coordination. So that's why I added that to my brand. And then also the marketing and branding portion of it, because everybody needs to understand that what you put out there is always seen.
Always, always.
And your brand speaks volumes. And so the way you put it out there, it should always excel who you are and what you're trying to speak. Oh
my God. Deshawnd, thank you so much for coming, hanging out with us. I have
You're welcome.
a couple more minutes, and I wanted to talk about this project that I'm working on called Shay Sharpe Pink Wishes. And I wanted you guys to know why I started this. So today I'm wearing my Faboo.
I like
shirt. I know you guys have seen me out there with the legs showing. I mean, like, well, if I'm a grandma and I could do it, well, I'm gonna do it. So Shay Sharpe's story I read actually in Pose magazine, October issue, where I had written an article, and it was talking about women under 40 who were dying of breast cancer. And I could not even fathom, because, you know, the doctors and what they say, you should be checked, have mammograms starting at 40. And that's what I had mine. But to think that she had this at 28 and had double mastectomy and been fighting it. You know, she's been clean. And then as soon as I read her story and I reached out to her because I was so touched by it, she posted a post that 10 years later, she got breast cancer again. So now at this moment, she is fighting and having chemo and trying to figure out what's going to happen to her next. And I was so touched by her story that I just created a collection and wanted to help her in any shape or form. But her organization, not just Shay, her organization is about granting wishes to women under 40 who are terminally ill. And Shay defines terminally ill by having less than a year to live. So she grants whatever the wish is. I also read that she had granted a wish for a girl who had she was like 18 and never had worn a fancy dress. And they granted her a wish and they got her a fancy dress and they were going to have a ball for her. And she passed before the ball, but she did get to try on the dress. So they got to give her part of her wish. But the thing like that just resonated with me so hard that I was like, I have to do something. And I was talking to Tiffany Tip Jones of Pose magazine, and she says, you know, everybody is aware that there are issues in the world. Everybody knows that there are problems in the world. But the thing is, are we a part of the solution, or are we going to be aware and turn our back and keep going through life? And I said, wow, that kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I kind of sat on that for like 2 days and gone, you know what? How many things have we as a people, we as women, we as a country seen and say, oh, we're aware that that's happening. And now we're aware. But, you know, our life is too busy. We don't have enough time to give 10 minutes out of our day to a better cause. So this for me was me saying, you know, I'm going to be a part of the solution going forward. And I feel so empowered to do this for her. Even though she's fighting chemo, I will send her little notes, little updates, just telling her we're praying for her, we're praying for Shay, because she's now again fighting for her life. And when I spoke to her, she was uplifting. She wasn't mad at life. She just said, listen, this is my story. This is what God gave me. He gave me this because he believed I could carry this. And whatever it's for me to share with the world. So I did this collection just for her. and it's called Shay Sharpe Pink Wishes. So if you would go to my website, you'll start seeing all my, I have a page just for her. It's called the We Will Win collection. I can't say that fast. And the pieces range from like $39 to $75. And we give a great amount of the proceeds, 40% to Shay for her to grant wishes to somebody. Isn't this picture beautiful? Miss Bernice wouldn't capture that. I know. I'm just too sexy for a grandma. I can't help it. It's just what it is. So help me to help her grant wishes. And back here on Betsy is Scarlett, and this is our Pink Wishes print. And you know, everybody does pink, but I wanted to do something pink and pretty and florally, and that a woman that's going through breast cancer can say, instead of carrying my flowers, I can walk around and wear my flowers and be sexy and alluring and whatever. And you guys just, I really feel passionate about this. So I just created this collection. I've never done this before. And I'm going to also share, you know, for me, cancer was never in my vocabulary. It was, nobody in my family ever had it. And about 2 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with lung cancer. And so then we started reading, and, you know, then it became the face. And so now he's still fighting. And you know what? God is good, because they gave him 6 months. And it's 2 years later, and Daddy is still here looking at us, talking, cracking jokes. So I'm truly grateful. And so my other quest is to bring awareness to cancer, and that people out here are fighting for their lives. And we need to be a part of the solution and not just part of the awareness. So I want to thank Deshawnd. I want to thank Leora. Tell everybody bye, Deshawnd. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you and all that.
Thank you for having us.
I love you to pieces, and we'll be hanging out soon. You know what we do when we hang out. Don't tell anybody. Again, guys, thank you for coming through. Thank you for being a part of our segment. And we will see you guys next week. So, Guan, I dare you to be extraordinary and make this week absolutely amazing. Thank you.